So this video is really hardly even going to count as a devlog video. It's more of just an update because we didn't post last week. After the last video, we were a little bummed. I'm tired, I'm discouraged, I'm scared, I don't know what the future holds. All I'm trying to say is that it was a rough week. Tegan went on vacation and I kind of took the week off. Following week, we got back to work and completely redesigned the systems like we said we were going to. Tegan and I are both really excited about where the system's at now, and just from the conversations about what's possible now, I'm starting to get really giddy about the future. So it's almost everything that we did this week was back-end stuff. There's not a whole lot of pretty pictures to show you, but if we look in the editor, we can display some of the things that we're now able to do that are pretty exciting. Up here we can set a bunch of different information on the card. Every card has this, but most of the work has gone into the serialized event system, so this has been completely overhauled. The system allows us to do is define events, which are things that happen. So a card gets played or a unit dies, for instance, and we can define handlers, which listen for the events. So when an event happens, it will run whatever code is stored in the handlers. But now, instead of having to write something into the program, we can just expose them and open up hundreds of combinations through an editor, which makes things extremely simple. And this is easily extendable, so if we want to create a new type of card, like a trap card that gets stuck in your opponent's library or something, we can just add that in super quickly and we won't have to worry about fiddling with the rest of the systems, which is extremely useful because it'll allow for very rapid mechanical development, and we'll be able to expand the game ridiculously quickly once it's actually live, and I'm incredibly excited for that. Without further ado, because I know this is boring just looking at a gray box with text on it, we're going to show you one of the cards that we implemented to test all of this stuff out. One of the things that hasn't quite been updated yet is the visuals, but that'll be done this week. So play the card, Yofo will fall from the sky, and once it lands it'll spawn some units, and then after it's played it'll enter your library again and go back into your hand. This time it's upgraded. Now it's hard to see because the visuals aren't there, but if I play it again, then it will spawn the same two little guys and one more. And this is actually a completely different unit, which is super neat. I'll show it off in a second. Then the third time, it'll spawn the first two versions and then an additional one. So if we watch it crash land here, we've got the two little guys, another shock trooper is what this is, and then two brutes. That demonstrates the flexibility of card use and design. These two units now are a test of the projectile system, and if I could select them, when they attack, they start this chain of lightning that goes from one unit to the next, and it looks super cool. I think that's about it as far as that card goes, but this was put together with the old system. It probably would have taken maybe 2 days, and with this new system it took maybe 2 hours. So while technically everything could have been done the way things were before, this new system is going to allow an incredible rapid production of just about any idea that we want to implement. And when we start bringing on other designers and other developers, it's going to save hours and hours of their time and hopefully save some headaches. So we're really excited with this new system. This next week, we're actually going to be putting the system through a stress test. Last video we made was in preparation for a live test play session with some of our friends, and we got overwhelmed. Things fell apart very quickly. So now that we've redone everything, we're going to try and get back to that place again. So by the end of the week, we should have a live play test session, and we'll have that up hopefully next week. Fingers crossed. But until then, this is Devlog update video.